Hey everyone, it's Bethany with Garden Design, and today I'm going to share with you some tips on creating a beautiful balcony garden. The first step is to understand your space and any potential restrictions. If you're gardening on a balcony, you want to make sure that your balcony was built to support the additional weight. Now, plants themselves don't typically weigh that much, but larger containers, especially ceramic and potting soil, can add up pretty quickly. So make sure you know that your balcony was built to support the weight of a garden. You'll also want to understand the environment of your balcony. How much sun do you get? Do you have full sun, part sun, full shade? That's going to determine what types of plants you'll want to add to your garden. Also, if you're high up off the ground, you might experience windier conditions or even hotter conditions. So if you are in a windy area, you might want to provide a little extra support to your plants. So now that you understand your environment, the next step is what can you grow? Now, I truly believe that you can grow any plant in a container as long as you have the space, but if you're looking to maximize a smaller area and still have a very productive garden, let me share some tips with you. So first, there are a lot of plants that are specifically bred to remain smaller. So when you're at the garden center, look for plant names that include words like petite, dwarf, container. That means that the plant is going to stay smaller and you can fit more in your balcony. Another category of plants I love to grow on my balcony are what's considered cut and come again plants. This basically means that the more you harvest from the plants, the more it will continue to produce. This includes a lot of herbs, and it also includes some of my favorite flowers like zinnias and dahlias. Finally, you can maximize your space by finding plants that can be trellised so that you can grow them vertically. I have morning glory. I've also trellised things like melons and cucumbers. So anything that can be trained up a trellis, you can grow vertically on your balcony. Now that you know what you're gonna plant, let's talk about the container types that you can use on your balcony garden. Now, I recommend going for lighter weight containers. This isn't going to add a lot of additional weight to your balcony, and they're also very easy to carry, especially if you have to transport everything upstairs. So I recommend going for containers made of either plastic or fiberglass. These are going to be much more lighter weight than compared to terracotta or ceramic pots. I also love grow bags in the garden. Again, very lightweight and also cost effective. Plus, they are easy to store in the winter. Some other container types that can help you maximize vertical space include things like hanging baskets, railing planters, and tiered planters. Again, you want to take into consideration how windy your balcony is, so you might want to give a little bit of extra support to some of these containers so they don't tip over. Now let's talk about watering your garden, because these plants are going to need water. So the very first thing that you want to figure out is, how do you access your water? Do you have a hookup outside, or are you going to have to go inside to supply the water for your plants? Watering cans are a great option to water your garden, whether you're getting the water from inside or outside, and they also have collapsible options, which make storage a lot easier. You can also have a hose on your balcony. For me, I like expandable hoses because they retract when they are empty and again, make for very easy storage. You can also look into self-watering pots. So I have a few in my garden, and I only have to fill them up once every week instead of maybe every day or other day for regular containers in my garden. So if you want to cut down on the amount that you have to water, definitely look for self-watering containers. You'll basically fill up a reservoir, and that's going to water your plants. And one of my other favorite ways to water a garden is through an irrigation system. This is great because it means that you can water your garden automatically. So it can be watered before you even head out into the garden in the morning. It's much easier to set up than it looks, so I definitely recommend that if you can, look into setting up an irrigation system for your garden. Now, do note that if you are gardening in either hotter or windier conditions, this can dry your containers much faster, so you might even want to look into more drought tolerant plants if you want to be able to cut down on the amount that you have to water your garden. By following these tips, you can create a beautiful garden oasis right on your balcony.